Hello anybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Super Mario RPG. I'm Mr. Devious, or just Deeb, and in the last episode, we got the star up on Star Hill, and you may be asking yourself, Mr. Devious, you said in the previous episode you'd be meeting us on the world map. What are you doing in Moleville? Well, I decided to come back since I had the money to buy more fireworks and do this trade sequence again, because if you do it a second time, you get it, ooh, you have a Cabo cookie. I'm so hungry. May I have it, please? And the second time you do this, every second time, oh thanks, since you're so nice, I'll give you this green coin. You get a green coin, or rather a frog coin, so I just wanted to show that off really quickly. But I actually had a second reason for doing that, and that's because with the area we're going to be going to next, we don't want to have too much money as we go into Seaside Town. Also, that was, I guess, a way of showing you that every 1,000 coins you get a frog coin in Moleville, so hooray, I guess. We'll also be building gradually throughout the game toward the 5 firework number that we're looking to get. So yeah, into Seaside Town we go for the next area of the game. And as soon as we arrive in this town, we get the trouble music, also known as Here's Some Weapons. So let's head into the inn. This guy's standing up on the table and looks like he has some kind of terrible disease. This is the inn. You may stay for free. Thank you? Okay. So, we're gonna be taking up that offer, even though we don't need to sleep. I mean, that's kind of generosity. We like generosity, don't we? Hey, I saw that, but Mario did not. Okay, this toad's a big creeper. We're gonna be leaving this building then. So, yes, as you come into Seaside Town, you're gonna very quickly notice that something is up. If the music didn't tip you off already. They keep spinning and spinning. This is very unsettling, and it's not at all like the other towns that were plagued, because this, you just don't even know. If you want to enter the ocean, jump into the whirlpools. You will find the village elder in his house. He is the most respected person here. So these guys are really weird. I mean, I've said that a few times now. What are you doing up here? You're collecting stars, right? Only 3 more to go. How do you know that? How very suspicious that the people in this town, with their weird gray jaundice, not jaundice, jaundice is like yellow. How do they know what we're up to? They're kind of shuffling back and forth. Don't tell me. You want supplies. I know. So if we come into this store, you can buy items. But the selection is very weird and unconventional compared to what we've seen so far. This is also the only time in the game, one of the only times in the game you can buy these kinds of bombs, and also the only other place you can buy the Muku cookies, which says Muku, 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 Muka. You can also buy Bad Mushroom, which poisons an enemy, but, you know, otherwise the items here are pretty crap. While we're here, we are actually going to sell 1 Kiro Cola, and you might be saying, Mr. Devious, what are you doing? Well, it'll make sense. Oops, I sold 2. Oh well, we'll make the most of it. Thank you very much. We'll be seeing what I'm going to be doing with that money in a bit. Even though I said you want to be going into the next area with as little money as possible, well, it'll become more relevant as we go on. In the middle of the ocean is a pirate ship. You'll find there's a pirate lives there. His name is Jonathan Jones. He isn't very nice. A star has fallen into the sea. The pirate probably... that man, Jonathan Jones probably has it. He's nasty. So I think we've talked to pretty much all the toads in town, except for one in this house, the village elder, as we've heard about. Finally! It took you long enough. I am the elder of this village. I got to my exalted station in life by pleasing my superiors, which is something I do well. A star has fallen into the ocean. I need it for a certain purpose. You must find it for me. So this guy wants us to find the star for him. That's very ominous. And up here there's a frog. Hello there. You're Mario, right? Do you remember me? We met at Tadpole Pond when I was still a tadpole. I've graduated from Frogfucius's school, and now I'm searching for the meaning of life. It's been so quiet around here, it's almost eerie. Is something going on? It probably doesn't concern me, but if you have any frog coins, I've got some neat items to sell. So this is actually a very interesting store. This has some of the best equipment in the game that is only purchasable with frog coins. So yeah, Sia guarantees you get escape from battles. Earlier times actually starts over the battle, and you get to keep it because it resets your inventory to the start of the battle, including earlier times, so that's an infinite item. Experience booster is nice, but it only applies to one party member. Coin trick doubles the coins. You don't really need this, you get enough money as it is. And Scrooge ring, probably the best accessory in the game in terms of like FP usage, at least, because it cuts your FP use in half. You slap that on Mallow or Toadstool and they're... Well, you don't really need to put it on Toadstool, because her magic is very cheap as it is. Put that on Mallow, though, and his offensive magic, and you got yourself a dedicated attacker. Anyway, we've seen pretty much all there is to see of Seaside Town, because if you come out over here, all you get is a view of the sea. In order to actually progress, though, once you have talked to, like, a sufficient number of people oh, we haven't talked to you guys. You may not enter here. This is a restricted area. So, yeah, this house is apparently banned. You're not allowed to go in here. Hey, someone's in there. But we can't see who it is, so we have no choice but to leave. And with that, we actually start C. Just C. That's fantastic. Very good naming. But from this point onward, we're actually going to be in dungeons for a while. And here is actually a proper shop. Been a while since people came round here. So this shaman is going to be selling us some new equipment. First off, we're going to be buying the Hurley gloves because that is a fantastic item. The super hammer, well, the masher that we have already on Mario is actually better than the super hammer, so we don't need that. We already have a handgun on Gino. We already have the Womp glove. The sailor shirt, let's see here. Do we need the sailor shirt? Actually, this is equipment upgrade, so we want all of this stuff. No upgrade equipment for Bowser, so that's a little, whatever. We're going to be buying a couple of mid-mushrooms, and I think we'll be good for that. We'll also be buying a Freshen Up, which is a full status heal on your party in battle. So that's really nice to have, especially with, like, status conditions as they come and go, especially with fear. Enemies that can apply fear to your whole party. So let's work on putting everybody in their new armor, get everybody in their sailor outfit. It would be cool to kind of see characters in sailor outfits, or like a Mario RPG where you can physically see the cosmetic changes on your character, because you never really see that, and that would be really cool. Now Bowser, as we saw, got the Hurley gloves, and this may be the best item in the entire game. Now what we're going to be doing, since you shopped here, I'll tell you something interesting. The ship sank into the briny sea because a giant squid attacked it. Some people went in to survey it, but they never came back. So that's eerie and spooky. Also, our inventory is full, so we're going to be using these flower tabs, because why not? So yeah, that's good to know. We're going to be switching up our party, though. We have had Gino in the team for the longest now, so we're going to be putting Mallow back in. We're going to be saving Bowser until the next episode. I'm going to try to keep it so that we switch one party member every episode, so everybody kind of gets coverage, and we get to see very nice combinations. So sadly, we're going to be holding off on seeing what Bowser's new weapon does, and it is absolutely fantastic, so I look forward to getting to show it off. We're going to be saving up here, and we're going to be leaving. Never mind the teaser on the top file. I mean, it doesn't really spoil anything, so yeah. We come in here, and you don't want to act... Well, I'm going to be fighting one of these guys, because we're going to be showing them off. First new enemy of the area is the Zeostar. The Zeostar is a starfish, as you can see, just kind of floating in the water. Does a little dance, and he heals. They have healing magic, and they're kind of annoying for that. There's going to be a lot of new enemies in the upcoming area, and their FP runs out pretty quickly, or rather, I think it's that they have moves that cost more FP than they actually have, which just is kind of a method to make them waste their time. Now in the upcoming areas, this area and the next, Mallow is actually extremely useful for his magic, especially because the enemy encounters are going to have more enemies per screen, so Mallow's ability to hit a lot of enemies with one hit really helps. Now what we want to do in this room actually is hit this, get the star, and go to town on the Zero Stars. Zero Stars? Zeo Stars. And if you're quick enough and you can get through here, you can come in here and kill a few more of these dudes. And we got level ups for basically everybody. Mario reaches level 10. And he learns Super Flame. Very nice. Let's see here. I think we have to give this one to his HP, because that is the highest. Because as I've said a million times before, this is definitely also going to be an HP boost for Peach, and she could definitely use the extra HP. As for Bowser, let's see here. Yeah, he already has high enough HP as it is. We're going to just put that more into his attack, because Bowser with more attack is just a good thing to do. Now let's see if we can find more enemies, because there are like 5 in this area, and this area is pretty short. Nope. And we actually got a level up for Mallow in that, in which I think he learns Shocker. He learns... That is a single target, extremely high damage attack. And it is lightning based, so enemies that are weak to lightning will take the full brunt of that hit. Mallow's gonna get an HP boost because now our entire team is pretty much leveled up. Now that door is kind of hard to see and it's a little bit secretive. You can use that to get back here and get these secret treasures. We're actually not gonna be seeing another hidden chest for a while, and then after that one we're not gonna be seeing another one for a little while. But yes. Here we get to experiment with the new whirlpool mechanic. Whirlpool mechanics just sink you down to the bottom floor of the water, and these little bubbles will rise you back up. When you're underwater, as soon as you breach the surface, you will be able to float on the surface again. So that's how you manage that, and we're already at the end of the sea portion. So we're gonna be seeing if we can fight this blooper. And here we actually get to see 3 more enemy types that appear in this area. We got bloopers. These aren't even bloopers, these are bloopers. Mr. Kipper and Krusty. Krusty is horrifying, as you can probably tell. One thing I like about Mario RPG, actually, and which most RPGs do, actually, so it's just something I like about RPGs. Why did that blooper dig underground? Is how huge enemies have huge HP, so it's just good. A good RPG should have the size of the enemy correlate to the amount of damage they can do, I guess you could say. Or not the amount of damage they can do so much as the amount of HP and defense they have. Unless you want to be subversive and have like a giant enemy. Anyway, that's our new move, Super Flame. It does a ton of damage, but it's also very expensive to use. And we're going to be saving the Shocker for now because we aren't going to be showing that off just yet. Did I just call that the Shocker? Ah, forget that. But yes, in a water-themed area, Mallow is incredibly useful. He is going to be the brunt of our team. And I don't think we actually got to see the entirety of what the enemy team could do. And of course, as with no surprises, bloopers here can shoot ink at you. They are squid, although I think this is the first Mario game in which they can employ ink attacks. Let's try to double our XP while we're at it, because there we have 19 points. Let's see if we can earn even more. We got a tie. So we just kind of keep what we got, and that's just fine. Let's fight another one of these guys since we're here anyway and see if we can fight. Oh, it's just a screen. I'll just kill these guys. Bloopers also have a tendency to run away from battle whenever they're hit. So that's just something to keep in mind. I think it might be physical attacks that trigger it, but I'm not entirely sure on the details on that. Whew. And we may as well show off Mallow's new melee weapon since we're here anyway. It just allows him to punch twice, and that kills the blooper. Great, great, great. Let's try and double our XP again since we can. I mean, why not? And it's a tie again. I'm not sure if you can actually follow the eggs, or if it's actually kind of randomized. It's pretty hard to follow that. But before we go down into this thing, down toward this sunken ship, I'm just going to look for the last remaining special enemy, so I'll see you when I find it. Actually, funnily enough, if you're on this screen, I think the only way to go is toward the ship. So very interesting thing about this ship, you go down the crow's nest like it's a pipe. That's not how crow's nests work. And here we come to the new area of the game, the sunken ship. There's a page from the travel log. Let's take a look at it. We're done for. A giant squid just got a hold of us. This ship's going down fast. So before we look into that spooky piece of paper and look around a little bit in this area, let's leave and get that secret enemy. These springs I haven't mentioned yet or explained. When you take those kind of springs, they'll take you right out of the level. So yeah, let's look for that last enemy. Well, I wasn't really able to find it because when I went back to the previous area, all the enemies I killed were dead. So I guess if I want to see it, I'll either have to turn off the game or continue on into this area, because that unique enemy does appear a little later in this area, so we'll show it off then. So, now that we're in the spooky sunken ship, I think I'm going to be coming in here and reading this log. Let's take a look at it.
We've managed to trap the giant squid in the treasure cellar. The treasure will sink with the ship, but so it goes.
And with that, we are actually going to be saving and calling it here. A bit of a shorter episode, I know, but after the long episodes we just did, I think that will be a good stopping point. And in the next episode, we will be exploring further into this creepy sunken ship. So I'm Mr. Devious, or just Deeb, and I just hope to see somebody in the next one. Bye-bye!